What's up, Descendants? So this video is going to be the best guide to increase your DPS, find out every single area of maybe the thing that you're looking for, whether that's on the map to go ahead and find those secret encrypted vaults, or if you are just interested in increasing your DPS by finding out what is the best weapon for you, as well as a bunch of different tools for the game, finding out your characters, what's the difference between the regular and the ultimate versions of the character. This is going to be a video guide that is going to be super good for anyone that wants to be able to do any sort of calculations. This is the ultimate tool and guide for any of the best sites for specifically First Descendant. So I want to go ahead and start off the video by saying this video will be updated. So if you guys want to bookmark or favorite this video, what you guys can do is check the pinned, as I'm going to be linking a bunch of websites. But I want this video to show you guys how to use the website, because if you don't watch this video all the way through, you're going to click on the website and be like, dude, I don't get it. How do I use it? So I'm going to explain how every single thing can be used. It's basically the ultimate tool guide for the First Descendant. So starting right off, this is TFD Tools, and I will be, again, linking all these websites down below in the pin. But basically what it comes down to is this website is super good because what you're able to do is click on any sort of gun, or you can type in the search for whatever weapon. And it's basically going to be able to tell you at what level, what do these guns sort of do for their, attack, what about their crit, because this is very important to factor in. Even if you look at the highest DPS on a stat sheet, which I will show you guys, it might not actually be the best DPS for your build, because maybe your build has a different fire rate, maybe your build has different modules that you want to run, and you have to factor that in order to find out what is the best DPS and what is the best weapon for you. This one over here is a different website. It's for the maps. Again, I'll link these all down below, and I'll put a little title next to each one. But this is really great if you're specifically looking for the encrypted vaults, or maybe you're looking for the Vulgus Post, whatever sort of quest that you're doing. They have a bunch of different ones, and I'll go more in depth on that, but this is going to be really good for it. The main thing I think a lot of people want to know is this DPS spreadsheet. But there's a very important factor that you have to factor in. What is your crit? Because there are certain items that can modify your crit chance, and if your crit chance is basically 1%, like with the Bestial Organ, well, it's not going to be so good if you want to scale crit, right? So utilize this over here. I want to give a shout out to Ray Choose. He's another content creator for First Descendant that I got this from. But basically what it comes down to is, I'm sure you guys notice when you start picking up like shotguns and snipers, the DPS is always the best. But the problem is that you're not going to have infinite ammo, and your build might not be able to really utilize them, as you have to get super close with, let's say, the shotgun or with the sniper rifle, while the fire rate is a lot lower. And if you have a lot of modules that increase fire rate, well, if you have to reload after every single one, it becomes a lot slower, depending on whatever weapon that you're using. So what's really good with this is there is, of course, a DPS chart, but there's also this thing right next to where it says D and then it has rounds. You can click on this and I can remove the high power rounds, hit OK, and now you'll see that the best weapon here is the Silly Weeper. And then there's also these other hand cannons, so I can remove certain things. Maybe my build really wants to use impact rounds. Maybe it needs to use general rounds. So you can use this little filter here to kind of select what you want. And obviously everything's going to be at level 100 pretty much. No one's looking for the best DPS at low level. But hey, if you want to, you can factor that in as well. But the main thing that people really want to take a look at is not only the DPS here, because obviously highest DPS, good, right? Not necessarily, because your crit DPS could be something that factor in. So if you want to sort it by that, you have so many different little filters here, and use this tool. Again, I will link this all down below. But there's a couple other things that I want to highlight here, as they will be a huge factor in determining which is the best DPS for you, because there's also crit multiplier. And so looking at the weapon's DPS, you need to also factor in how much crit strike chance do you have, right, on the base of the weapon, because getting increase of 20% versus increase of 40% does matter, because it's basically going to, when you put in a module, it doesn't just give you, let's say it says 100% crit. You don't actually get 100%. It's off the base. So pretty much if your module would have 100% crit and it has 20% crit, that actually only gives you 20 more percent crit, because it factors in the base of the weapon. Basically, think of it this way. If you played Path of Exile, that's how it works in this game. It is not Diablo crit chance when you throw in the module. Otherwise, every single build would have 100% crit, and, well, the game would be a little bit too easy. So make sure you factor those in, as it's very, very important. Also, another factor is reload time. Some weapons have a really long reload time, and you may actually consider that, if it has a really long reload time, it's bad, right? Well, if you play Glay, you can just have infinite ammo. You never have to reload. So factor those in. Very important to go ahead and mention. Also, another really great thing from TFD Tools is to figure out, what are these certain breakpoints that I need to reach, because you can go in game and do this, but it's super slow. If I go to this website and with the tools, I can type in any module that I'm looking for, click on it, and what I can do is I can go ahead and just max it out. Maybe I only need I need 15% cooldown, so I know what I need to get, and okay, this is 14, okay, I need to get this one to level 10, or whatever level I need to get to. What about the max, and it tells you how much it's going to cost. Remember, that's going to be cut in half if you have the right socket on it as well. So factor all these things in. Again, I'll link this down below. Another great tool is, I get asked all the time, Slaydra, what's the difference between the ultimate bunny and the regular one? What's the difference between an ultimate character and the other one? And the best thing is just check it out yourself, man, because it depends on the level too. I mean, most people will probably only look at the max level, but this is a really great tool because you can see the direct difference between the stats. Basically, the ultimate bunny has more HP, has more shields, and also it has more defense. And you can see the differences in shield recovery. These are the same. So if you were like kind of on the edge on most of the ultimate characters, by the way, there is a small stat increase. It doesn't really matter that much. However, what does matter is you get extra module sockets when you just buy the ultimate character. It is definitely an advantage, but you can farm the characters at the end of the day, so you will eventually get it. This other one is kind of nice. It gives you the first Descendant upgrade calculator, which is really nice for specifically knowing how much does it cost to go from, let's say, level 1 to level 10 in terms of the Kuiper shards, right? So you have the gold class, which honestly, don't even look at the gold class. You'll get enough gold in the game. It's really not that big of a deal unless you're upgrading a lot of stuff all at once. Most of the time, this is not your bottleneck. Your bottleneck is going to be the Kuiper shards. So pretty much look at the final one over here for the final one. But if you want the total, which is what you pretty much want, it's this one. And the gold cost will start to add up depending on how many you're upgrading. Again, if you're really low on gold, then you'd have to factor it in. But on top of that, they go over the rare cost. So you can see the rare cost over here. It goes so much higher. And then for the ultimate, it goes even higher for the gold cost. And gold eventually will become a bottleneck, again, if you're upgrading a lot of things. But they give you enough to basically get your character started. In the earlier stages, again, Kuiper shards can be your bottleneck. But on top of that, they have this little calculator. If I'm getting this amount of gold per 30 minutes or this amount of Kuiper, I can select, how long is this going to take and what rarity is the thing, and it'll give me, well, it'll take me 24 hours. So it'll give you some sort of estimate. Again, you'd have to factor in how many are you getting per hour or whatever the cost might be. Factor that in. You'd put it in here. So the easiest way to do this is kind of do it for, let's say, 30 minutes, and then you can kind of see what your results are, or even 10 minutes. But doing it longer will give you more accurate results if you kind of check out what you're getting and in the area that you're in. Another site that I really like is this Game 8 one. This one over here is basically utilized because I like being able to type in any search or a tag. So let's say I'm trying to do something for attack, or let's say I'm searching for something for defense. It's going to give me a list of all the ones. And then what I honestly do is I use two different websites. So I use the first one to find out all of the names of the stats that would give me any defensive stat, right? Then I can go ahead and take it into this thing over here, which gives me all of the modules. And then I can find out which one has the highest number. So this one is kind of like you use two websites at once because you can just type in the tag, which again really helps out. So again, I'll link everything down below. This other tool over here is basically for the caliber amount. So this is more so for people that want to spend money in the game though. But what it does allow you to do is if I need a very specific amount, I can find out which one is going to give me the best combination. Because you know how games, they never give you the exact amount. Like if I want to spend money in a game and I need like 5,000, most games won't let you buy 5,000. It's like, oh, you can get 4,800 in this package, but it doesn't let you get it, right? They do that on purpose. So this lets you type in the amount that you need, and if you want to go and buy it, it'll tell you which one is going to be the cheapest. So hopefully that kind of makes sense here. It's definitely a tool for only some people here, because again, it's for people that want to spend money. But also, on top of that, this is a really good thing. This is a map. So the map over here is going to have a bunch of different maps. How it kind of works, though, I wish they kind of make this site better. But you would go here, and then you could type in Control F, and then type in the area. So if you need Vespers, obviously, you click on the Vespers interactive map. It kind of just lets you scroll down. It would have been better if they had like a little selection here, but basically, you click on this one over here, and what this is going to do is it's going to open up the map that you're at. And so what you want to do is make sure that you check out everything that you don't need. And what I would do is I would put this, let's say, on another monitor, and most people are just interested in the encrypted vaults, but this is all the encrypted vaults locations. It's going to be so much easier. Or if you're maybe playing on console, have this on your phone, and then that way you can know where these spawn. And keep in mind, these are random spawns. It's not guaranteed that they always spawn in these exact locations, but at least give you somewhat of a general guideline on where they can actually spawn. And it makes things so much easier, because if you're just walking around, well, that's going to take a lot longer. And it's so great that they have all of these, and you can kind of pinpoint which area has the most. And I would honestly not try to farm all of them, but see how the density in this area in Vespers is just heavily, you know, just covered with these. I would just farm this one, and then let's say go to another map, and then go ahead and open up all the ones that are in that small area. And do these, by the way, in a group. If anyone opens up the encrypted vaults, you all get the rewards, so that's going to be super duper helpful for that. But that's going to go ahead and wrap things up, guys. If you do want to go ahead and get some free rewards, there is still free rewards for Twitch drops. Just want to go ahead and mention that is going on until July 29th. So I've been streaming this game pretty consistently, so if you guys want to head over to the live stream and go ahead and get your free drops, I'm gonna be honest, the things that you get here, unless you want the cosmetics, it's kind of low. They give you, you know, 15,000 gold, which is laughable, and then you also get 1,500 the Kuiper shards, but you do get some free like cosmetics here. So if you guys want to do it, my channel does have the Twitch drops enabled, so come by the live stream if I'm streaming this game. If you watch, you will get a bunch of free rewards. But again, make sure you guys bookmark or save or favorite this video, as if these websites do update or if there's better ones, I will also link those. But use these tools, guys. It's going to make your life way easier while playing the game if you want to find out anything in the first Descendant. But if there's other great tools and websites, definitely let me know, as you know, I'm playing this game myself, and there's always newer websites kind of coming out. If there's any other great websites, let me know in the comment section below. But have some fun, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if it's your first time here, make sure you're subbed with the bell notification on so you don't miss out on other updates and guides. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Descendants.